Hello everybody and welcome back to Driversroom Sunday League. We are here at round number 2 at Dragon Trail Seaside. The race car for tonight is the Wicked Fabrication GT from 1951. Very old car, very American muscle car-esque. And we have a balance of performance enabled and sport soft tires available for all drivers. Like I said, we are at the Dragon Trail Seaside, which has the infamous Death Chicane, or the Chicken of Death. You might see some casualties today, but maybe not. Maybe everyone will make it through. We have to see if that happens. Anyway, I've been talking for too long. Let's get to the grid order of today's race. In first place, we have Cartman Reviser. He has put his car on pole position because he set the fastest lap of the race, of the qualifying. Christ. He set the fastest lap in qualifying, that's why he starts on pole for today. Alongside him starts Gary. He has put in the second fastest time, so he will start on second place. He will start on the front row. Maybe he can challenge Cartman into turn number 1. Then we have Too Fast in third place. In fourth place we have Giclaren. Fifth place is for Ricey with a KFC liveried car. KFC for Kill the Chicken. The Death Chicane, he really wants to survive that, but maybe. Really nice livery. By the way, Ricey. Sixth place is for Low Power. Seventh is for Mark GT. Then we have 8th place for Mr. Sean and his fellow fuel-saving companion Flapjack will start from 9th place. 10th place is for MJ Mercer and 11th place is for Mickey. He sports a rear wing. Maybe we'll give him some extra downforce. I don't think so. It's mostly cosmetic for him. Then, excuse me. In 12th place we have Urk. And last but not least we have Spo in 13th place. That is the grid order of today's race. Let's see what this race will bring us. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Oh, and Cartman has jumped the start. Cartman has already jumped the start and it's lights out and away we go. And a terrible start for Cartman. And it's Gary now up into first place as they head down into turn number 1. Sliding all around. And it's Gary from Too Fast and then it's Ricey as they make their way down to the terrible chicane, or the deathly chicane I should say, as Ricey made the move stick on Giclaren, but there's a massive crash. Ricey gets turned round by Giclaren. Ricey did run right a little bit and he is now all the way down to last place, with Lopo now up into third, making great use of that incident, moving himself up a couple of places. Glicaren in fourth, with Cartman in 5th place, and yeah, terrible start for Cartman. He definitely jumped the start. Don't know what happened there for him. Still think he has enough time to claw his way back up. Almighty battle already starting for 9th place. We have 4 drivers in very close proximity of each other. And it seems to be all very clean so far. Ricey going onto the grass, not what you really want to. This car already slides a whole lot, and with some dirt or grass on your tires you will not have a advantage. Glickaron fully into the slipstream of Low Power. Is he gonna send it down into turn 1? He pulls out to the inside line. Low Power gives him space, and Glickaron is up to 3rd place. Meanwhile, the two Germans going side by side as they head into the chicane, and it seems to be Too Fast who is just ahead. When they get into the chicane, gets a great line, bit better of a line than Gary had. Cartman would like to get past Low Power as soon as possible. These cars, well, around this track you can overtake, but you need to either fully send it or have a clear pace advantage. And I think Cartman has a pace advantage on Low Power, but I'm not sure how much more pace he has. Mark GT and Mercer going side by side, and Mark GT swings it around the outside, keeps 7th place from Mercer in 8th. Rice has also fought his way back up to 11th place, overtaking Spo and Mickey in the process. And now we near the end of lap number 2 and the start of lap number 3. We're still Too Fast in the lead. Fastest lap for Glickaron, as there is a move for 4th place. Cartman sends it down the inside on Low Power. Same move happened to Low Power a lap before. That time it was with Glickaron. This time it is with Cartman, and they swap positions. So Cartman now up to 4th place and Low Power down to 5th. Was a bit of a not so great line by Mark GT coming out of the chicane section, and Mercer has got himself a 1.5 second penalty. I believe that is for a barrier collision, possibly in the chicane. He has got some damage, and he is now battling with Mr. Sean for 8th place. Mr. Sean, Urk, Ricey, I think those three are all gonna benefit from the 1.5 second penalty. So if they can maybe just stay behind Mercer for now until they get to the penalty line. The penalty line is just when you arrive at the main straight. Ricey actually sends it down the inside, and Ricey takes the place from Urk. Urk going very wide, trying to avoid Ricey, and in doing so also nearly giving Spo a chance of gaining an advantage on that. So there is the penalty line. Mercer serves his penalty, and he will be dropped down to last place, it seems. Yes, he will. So penalty is really costly. As we now focus back to the front of the field, it is Glickaron very, very close to the top 2, making it a top 3 battle for the lead now. Cartman has broken away from Low Power, and Flappy Mark GT all a bit on their own. Ricey, Mr. Sean in a fight, although I think Ricey has the pace advantage. Mr. Sean also scraping the barrier slightly. As Mercer's really close on the back of Mickey. Does he send it into the hairpin? He does not. It's fully tucks himself into the slipstream. And maybe he has a chance in the middle sector, in the twisty part of the circuit. Mickey goes very wide, will compromise his line through the entire section. And maybe Mercer can capitalize on that. He has a better run. He gets the space, moves to the outside line. And now for the two left-handers, Mickey breaks later. Well defended by Mickey. But look at the run that Mercer is getting. Now again around the outside into the final sector we go. And does he stay in front? Yes, but he fades out a little bit wide, has the inside line for the penultimate corner. Pushes Mickey a bit wide, but Mickey won't be stopped. And that means that Mickey now up to play, up a place. Mercer also and Spo with a terrible run out of that final section, down to last place. Low Power meanwhile has dropped down to 7th place. I think it has to do with a penalty. Marty T and Flappy are now in front of him. Flappy now up into the top 5. Glickler a bit further away from the top 2 than he was a lap ago. Maybe he also made some sort of mistake. And it's all becoming a bit spread out. Mickey with a 1.5 second penalty for a barrier collision. And Spo sliding around. Mercer also with a 1.5 second penalty for a barrier collision. Will drop him further back from the field. Mickey might get overtaken by Spo. Oh, and Glickler has made a massive mistake. Coming out of the penultimate corner, he has spun on the exit curb. Got himself a 1.5 second penalty, and you see dropping down all the way down to 8th. Will it become 9th as well? Not really, I think. Or will it? The massive speed difference as they make their way into turn number 1. Oh, Michon sent it up the inside, which turns into the outside, and I think he has made the move stick. That pushes down Glickler down to 9th place. Ooh, not the best 10 minutes, opening 10 minutes of a race for him, that's for sure. And that promotes everybody except for the top 2 up a place, up to 3rd position for Cartman. And Flappy now leader of a battle for 4th place. Flappy leading from Marky T, Low Power and Rice is also somewhat close to this battle. So maybe we are gonna see some battle emerging. Right, we are at the 11-minute mark of the 30-minute race. Let's do a quick rundown of fuel and tires. If you look into the on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, you can see there's a tire wear meter and a fuel gauge. Too fast. His front right is taking a beating, which is to be expected around the circuit. Around 40-odd%, a little more maybe, of fuel remaining. Gary around the same actually, pretty similar, both tires and fuel. Cartman has a bit more fuel to play with, although I think a little less tires. Flappy has better tires not that much more fuel actually. You would expect Flappy having a bit more fuel. Mark GT, ooh, he's really draining the fuel. He's at 35% maybe. So he might come in a little bit earlier than expected. Low power, decent on fuel and tires. Ricey is front right is also taking beating just like too fast. Mr. Sean better on fuel, better than Flappy actually at this point. So good job to him. Ooh, McLaren front right absolutely shot. Of course that spin didn't really help him out that much, and it has led him to probably needing to take an early pit stop, because once that tire is fully red, it has no further use really. Also fuel is kind of on the low side. Really good on fuel currently. Tires going off as well. Mickey has some better tires, but way lower fuel. The first driver below 25%. Mercer just above 25% with decent tires. And Spo has already pitted. And with new tires. So that's not really an issue for him right now at this stage. He does have a 1.5 second penalty and he's already sliding all over the place like he has some old tires fitted to his car, but he has not. There we can see McLaren is into the pit lane, so is Flappy. So they are going in early, maybe a lap earlier than everybody else. Flappy has fitted new tires and he's gonna fill up his car to the maximum, or almost maximum, 92% for Flappy. For McLaren, how much fuel will he put in his car? He goes above 90, he stays at 90%, so a little less fuel than Flappy actually. Interesting choice. If you see that Flappy puts 92, you surely put in 96 maybe. Anyway, this means Mark T is now up a place to 4th and Low Power up to 5th. Ricey is actually getting closer to Low Power, it seems. Last lap was a 55.2 and the lap before 55.1. Very consistent from Ricey. Low Power a 55.4 and a 56.3. Yes, that is certainly slower than Ricey is at the moment. That explains why Ricey is catching up. Mark GT's right front absolutely shot now. Think they will all come into the pit now. Mark GT surely. Too Fast comes into the pits. Gary comes into the pits. Carlman comes into the pits. What does Mark GT do? He pulls over to the left hand side, goes into the pits. So does Low Power, so does Rice. So everybody's into the pits. Mr. Sean, will he stay out? No, he also follows in. Then it's battling with Mickey. Both going into the pits as well. Will be interesting to see who will come out ahead. With Mickey with a lot less fuel. Probably not him. Mercer cutting the pit entry line will probably result in him getting a penalty. Flappy already pitted, so he continues on. Does he come out ahead of Low Power and Mark GT? That's the question. He comes out ahead of Low Power, not ahead, and also ahead of Mark GT. Mark GT actually dropping down quite far. Low Power taking a lot less fuel in his car, thinking he can make it with around 80%. It's currently about the same, a little less than Low Power, than Flappy, sorry. And Mark GT filling up a little bit more. Ooh, as Ricey had a slight look and he gets himself a 3-second penalty, a double barrier collision penalty for him. Pulls out of the way of Mr. Sean to not have a big airplane crash in the latter part of the chicane section. Oh, well, this is dreadful for Ricey. Really looked to be on pace for maybe even a top 5 finish. And now he can be lucky if he can make it back up into 7th place once he has served his penalty. Cartman has taken the lead. Cartman has taken the lead. Too Fast has a 1.5 second penalty for a barrier collision. He was in 1st place and is now all the way down. So let's see if we can get a replay of what happened. See this replay. So they are all in the pits, and Too Fast fills up a bit more than the 2 others. That means that they are coming out of the pit lane in very close proximity to each other, and has to make their way down to one of the deadliest parts of the circuit, or the deadliest part of the circuit, and maybe of a lot of circuits. It's very close to each other, and there's a slight tap. Still good so far as they make their way to the chicane, or the hairpin, sorry. Oh, and Too Fast just loses it by himself, getting a lot of oversteer, which gets him a 1.5 second penalty for a little barrier collision. That one really stinks for him. Was really looking good on pace, and now he needs to put in his best laps of the entire race if he wants to catch up to this top 2. It's gonna be a difficult task, but maybe we'll see some not known pace from Too Fast. Back to live pictures, and oh, what a battle we are seeing here. Just as we switch back to live pictures, we see McLaren getting past Mr. Sean for 7th place. Coming out of the hairpin. Good move by McLaren. And Ricey, after serving his penalty, has dropped all the way down to 10th place. And Mercer, he is very far behind. Not sure if that has anything to do with a penalty. I'm not sure. Anyway, start of lap number 11. Personal best lap for Cartman, a 1:53.7. McLaren still has the fastest lap of a 1:53.4. Gary did a personal best lap of a 1:53.6, so even quicker actually than what Cartman did. Going through the chicane, keeping it tidy, very close to the barrier by Gary. Then again on the exit, but no scraping off the barrier, and even better, no penalty for him. And the field is spreading out ever so slightly more. Erk is getting closer to the back of Rice is getting closer to the back of Erk now. Will we be able to send that down into turn 1? Coming lap. If he gets close enough, he gets a good line out of the twisty part of the circuit. We'll set him up somewhat nicely, I think. He is very close. He's probably within less than a second now, or just at the cusp of a second. And also with a better line through the final set of corners, he can now really tuck into the slipstream. There is not a lot of slipstream gain, but everything that you can get, you should take it. Bowing it down the main straight. Bo is into the pits again. He did underfuel a little bit. And seeing his mistake, he makes a wise decision to pull into the pits, even changing his tires. Not sure if that was necessary. Too fast now with a fastest lap of the race, a 53.2. Well, that shows you he got the pace, especially to get a victory if he can catch up. And with only a little over 7 minutes remaining, it's gonna be very, very tight. And he was only 4 tenths quicker than the top two last lap, so he's not gaining that much. He is quick, but the others are also quick. That's why they are in first and second place. And that means that Too Fast is actually really hoping for a mistake of some sort for the top two if he wants to get a chance of improving his position. McLaren is coming up to the back of Mark GT now. And going into turn number 1, it looks like McLaren lost maybe a tad of time to Mark GT. Well, actually not that much time. Low Power did his personal best lap. Oh, very close to the barrier on the inside. Low Power did a personal best lap of a 55.2. Mark GT gained half a second on him with a 54.7. And McLaren did a 54.0. So McLaren definitely has the pace over at least these two. Flappy did a 55.0 as well. So yeah, McLaren has surely got the pace for at least 4th place, but if he wants to finish 4th, he needs to overtake 3 people, and that might be a big ask. But who knows? Maybe he is able to pull it off. As we now head into the final pass of this race. Ooh, McLaren running a bit wide. Will cost him some speed on the exit. Tufel still pushing on. Last lap for Tufel was a 53.5. 55.2 for Gary and 53.8 for Cartman. So gaining on Gary, but I think he will run out of laps before the end to get a possibility of overtaking. Low Power needs to watch out for Mark GT. Now with only a couple laps remaining, it is really a fight for some positions. I think Cartman has got this one sealed. unless he makes a mistake, and let's not get a commentator's curse today. That would not be very helpful. Flappy, 4th place will really be a solid result for him. Low Power is in a tight battle with Mark GT now. Mark GT, personal best lap last time round, a 54.4. Low Power did a 55.5, 1.1 seconds quicker. Mark GT was last lap. Last lap alone. So Clear was even slower than Mark GT last lap. So that's puts things into perspective. His tires are actually really suffering now. With 2 more laps to go. It is I ask if he can make it actually to the end, or if he will run out of tires in the process. Everybody is looking good on the fuel, about equal. Glickerman is actually a bit lower, so he might need a bit again. Mickey also low on his fuel. Urk might be able to make it, but yeah. McLaren, it's a tough ask for him now to even keep his position. 55.3 last time round, losing almost half a second to Mark GT. Low Power did his personal best lap time of a 55.0. About the same pace as Mark GT on the last lap. Flappy did a 55.2. Everybody's very similar pace given their positions. I mean, Garmin did a 54.2, 54.4, 54.2. Top 3, similar pace. Nothing's really gonna change there. But then we had Flappy, Low Power, Mark GT and Karen. Then Mr. Sean is on his own. And maybe... it's a tough ask. Is Mr. Sean able to overtake Karen? He's on fully red tires. Less than 10% of fuel remaining. And with only 1 lap left to go, he peels off into the pit lane. He needs some more fuel and maybe some tires as well. And that will give 7th to Mr. Sean. And Ricey will also happily take a free position. Now on to the final lap of the race. The final lap light is flashing now. And Mark GT is really close to the back of Low Power. This is for the final spot in the top 5 for 5th place. And Low Power with better tires. He can fend off Mark GT, but Mark GT has been the quicker driver in the second part of this race. Through this twisty section. Needing full concentration there of both drivers if they want to keep their place or gain a place. Depends on who you are between the two of them. Now into the final sector of the race. In the very final sector we are gonna cut away briefly because Carmen is gonna win this race. A very great performance after a was it Carmen or Paul? I'm not sure. Very great result. Gary will finish in 2nd place and Tuvos will finish in 3rd, not able to catch up. Back to this battle now. Flappy will finish full. Sorry Flappy, I won't show you. Low Power seems to take 5th place of Mark GT. Mark GT actually ran out of fuel 100 meters before the line, so Low Power had the margin. Mr. Sean will take 7th place after the late pit stop for Giclaren. Ricey will finish in 8th place. Giclaren He will finish now in 9th place. Mickey will finish in 10th place after he has served his penalty here. Ugg has finished in 11th. Mercer finished in 12th, and Spo has finished down in 13th place. Well, thank you very much for watching. Congratulations to the top 3, Cartman, Gary and Too Fast. It was a pleasure to see everyone. It was indeed Cartman on pole position. A lot happens in this race, so you get lost easily with all the different position changes and sorts. So excuse me for that. Now, championship table looks as follows. Cartman still ahead, and Too Fast also in 2nd place still. Then it is Gary in 3rd. Flapjack is in 4th place. ClearClaren is in 5th place. He drops a place to Flapjack after his not so great performance this race. DJ gets up to stays in 6th place. Sean is in 7th. Mark GT is in 8th place, overtaking Urk, who is in 9th. Mickey is in 10th place, tied on points with Law Power. Then in 12th we have Mercer. Dessler is in 13th, we didn't see him this race, and Spo Simon is in 14th place. That was it for this 2nd round of Driversroom Sunday League. I really hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. And I hope to see you soon for some more Driversroom Sunday League. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.